Okay, we went through a bunch of different XSS attacks. But on our OWASP BWA machine, we have even more examples of different XSS possibilities, and if I were to choose on which of these applications that we have available, on which one we have the most examples of XSS, I would go with an application BWAP. On BWAP, we have most XSS examples, and I advise you to go through all of them just so you can practice this vulnerability even more. We're going to cover 2 or 3 at the beginning, and then I will let you go through the rest of the attacks. So we're already familiar with this app. We log in using B and bug as username and password, and here we choose our vulnerability. If I scroll all the way down, here are all of the XSS attacks that this application offers. And they're all different. As we can see, this is an example of reflected GET request XSS. This is an example of post request XSS. We have Json XSS, and we have a bunch of others as well. Towards the end, you even have some stored XSS examples. Let's start with first 3, and let's see how we can solve them. So let's click on Reflected XSS, click on Hack, and here's the application. So enter your first and last name. So let's enter first name test1, last name test2. We click on Go. Nothing happens. The only thing that changes is that it prints out welcome test1, test2. So both of these fields get reflected on the page. We can try to inject both of them with alert script just to see if they both execute. So let's type alert hello, and let's close our script, click on Go, and of course we get 2 different pop-up windows for both of our alert functions. So both of these inputs are vulnerable to the XSS attack. Once you go through that one, we can navigate to the next one, which is post request XSS. And in this one, we get the same application, just if I type test1 and test2, we get the same output, but our parameters are not being sent within the link. So we will not be able to inject our JavaScript code inside the link. However, we can still inject it right here. Matter of fact, let's copy our previous code and let's click on Go, and it will also execute twice on this page as well. So this was rather simple, but these are also the attacks that we already covered. But right now, I want to cover another attack with the XSS that we didn't encounter yet, and that is the XSS over Json. So let's click on that one, click on Hack, and this is the application that we get. So we have a single input. It says search for a movie. If we type in movie named test, we click on search. Well, the output that we get is test 3 question marks. Sorry, we don't have that movie. What if we try to inject JavaScript code, our regular alert function? We click on search. It doesn't execute. But we do get this part of code right here. Let's go to the inspect element to see where exactly is our script on this page. So let's select this one. Here it is. So we have open script tags. We have var or variable JSON response string, and this could be a little bit hard to read. So let's go and open page source. Let's enlarge this just so we can see it a little bit better, and let's search for the alert function. And here is the script that we are trying to input. It's right here. But it's not executing. We have a similar example as in the previous video. This part of code that we see right here is the part of code that is being written on the page after we try to inject our script. So how can we make this execute? Well, the first thing that you should have noticed, because we did cover it in the previous video, is that in this example, we're already injecting our JavaScript code inside the JavaScript code. We already have these script tags open right here. And we also have them closed right here. So our input is somewhere inside. So one of the things that we need to specify at the start is a closed script tag. But we also have this variable right here that starts with single quote. Then we have curly brackets. We also have the square brackets, another curly brackets. And here where our input is, we have an open single quote. So we must first escape this variable. We want to close all of these brackets in order to continue writing our script outside of this JSON response string. The easiest way that we can figure out which characters we need to specify at the beginning of our command is by going right here and simply copying these characters set. All of these characters are something that we need at the beginning. If we take a look at the source code, we will see that these characters are corresponding to the open brackets and also the double quotes right here and the single quotes right here. And we also have this semicolon at the end to replicate the end of the line that we have in JavaScript code. After that, we want to close our script tags since we are inside of the script, and we want to open another script tags. We can do that by running something like this. And then alert hello. And we close the script tags at the end. So this is our current payload. We have these brackets right here. Close script tags, open script tags, alert function, and at the end, another close script tags. Let's click on search. And here it is. We finally got it to work. So if I go to the source code of this page, and I once again find the alert function, here is our code. The JSON response string is getting closed with these brackets and the semicolon at the end of the line, and then we are injecting our JavaScript code after we close the previous script tags. Awesome. As you can see, there are a bunch of different examples as to how we can exploit XSS, and I advise you to continue with the other examples right here to really grasp the concept of this vulnerability. Nonetheless, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next lecture.